In this video, we're going to look at how to use proportions to help us solve problems that involve percents. Percents can always be written as a fraction, and they'll always be a fraction out of 100. So one of the two fractions within your proportion can just be set up out of 100, and you'll just put whatever your percent is over 100. Then for the second fraction, we're going to be setting this up using the part and the whole of what we're trying to find. So the part is going to be your numerator, and the whole will be your denominator. Sometimes there are keywords that can help you figure out what the part is and what the whole is. The part is typically going to use the word is, and the whole, you'll often see the words of. So something like out of 20, that means 20 would be the denominator where the whole goes. So with this, we're going to be able to set up a proportion and then solve for any one of those three missing pieces. So our first example that we're going to look at, what number is 36% of 50? So we're going to start with that percent proportion. And then just to help, I'm going to color code this a little bit. 36% is going to be this first fraction, and I'm just going to rewrite it as 36 out of 100. Then for the second fraction, I have of 50, or I think of it sometimes as out of 50. So that means 50 is going to go in the denominator. And then when it's saying what number is, that's the thing that I don't know, so that's where I'm going to put my variable where the part is. Now that I've got this set up, I can look at what I do to 100 to get to 50. And I'm going to divide by 2. So 36 divided by 2 would give me a final answer of 18. So 18 is 36% of 50. And then that would make sense if you scored 18 out of 50 on an assignment. That would equate to a 36%. All right, next one we have what percent of 15 is 12? So again, we'll use that same proportion that we started with. This time we don't know what the percent is. That's what we're trying to find. So I'm going to put a variable out of 100. And then it says of 15. So that's going to be my denominator. And then I have is 12. So that's going to be the part that'll be the numerator. Okay, from here, cross products would work to solve. I'm going to go ahead and simplify 12 fifteenths. And 12 fifteenths, if I divide by 3, would simplify down to 4/5. And now I can use a scale factor. 5 goes into 100 20 times. So 4 times 20 will give me my answer. So I get P equals 80. And then one more thing I need to do with this, it's asking what percent. And so I'm going to include a percent symbol to get 80%. And that would make sense. 12 out of 15 would be the same as 80%. All right, next example, 24 is 150% of what number? So again, we'll start with the percent proportion. 150% can be rewritten as 150 out of 100. And then I have 24 is, so 24 is the part. It's going to be the numerator. And of what number? I'm looking for the whole. That's the thing I don't know, so that's where my variable will go. And then just like before, we saw that if we simplify one of the two fractions, we can make the computations a lot easier. So if I divide by 50, I can simplify this down to 3/2. And then from there, I have a scale factor of 8. And 2 times 8 is 16, so I can say that 24 is 150% of 16. And any percent over 100 means that you're going to have an improper fraction. So just like we saw 150 over 100, 24 over 16 would match up with that. All right, now that we've had a chance to try a few examples, we're going to apply that with a word problem. So it says you were assigned 15 math problems for homework. You complete 80% of those during Access. How many do you have left to complete at home? So we'll start with percent proportion. It says that we completed 80% of those. So we'll start with 80 out of 100. We are assigned 15, so we're looking for a smaller number. That means that 15 is going to be the whole assignment, and we are trying to find a part of that. All right, so 80 out of 100. If I divide by 20, I could simplify that down to 4/5, and then we can use a scale factor of 3 to get x equals 12. Now before we finish this, let's make sure we're finding the right thing. It says you complete 80% of these during Access, so 12 is the number of problems you've already completed. Since it's asking how many you have left to complete, we're just going to do 15 minus 12 to get that there are 3 problems left. And we'll include units since there's a word problem. All right, next problem. You deposit 5% of your monthly paycheck into your savings account. Your monthly paycheck is $200. How much do you deposit into savings each month? So starting with our percent proportion, it says you deposit 5% into your savings. So the percent we'll rewrite as 5 out of 100. And with our paycheck, since the whole thing is 200, we're going to put 200 where the whole number is, and we're depositing a smaller amount, so we're looking for the part. So put our variable right there. All right, and now we can just use a scale factor of 2. 5 times 2 is 10, so we can say x equals $10. So we'll include that dollar sign as our units. All right, pause the video here, go ahead and try it, and then you can hit play once you have worked it out. All right, we'll set this up. It's saying what percent, so we're going to put a variable where the percent is out of 100. That's this part in blue. Then we have of 5, so something out of 5. 5 is the denominator. And then we have is 3, so 3 will be the numerator, just like that. Okay, scale factor, we can use 20. And 3 times 20 is 60. And since we're looking for a percent, we'll include the symbol 60%. All right, final example for the video. Again, pause it, try it, and then you can hit play. All right, what number is 80% of 60? So our percent is 80 out of 100. Then I'm looking for what number. So that's going to be my numerator where I put a variable. So what number and out of 60. Oops, meant to do that in red. Out of 60 will be the denominator. Okay, set those equal. 80 out of 100, I could simplify down to 8/10 and then use a scale factor of 6. 8 times 6 is 48. And so I can say that 48 is 80% of 60. All right, thank you for watching the video notes on percent proportion.